During the pandemic, we had a real bullying effect come down the pipe from you for the non-vaccinated. And as we head into an election year, I want to know, do you want to apologize for telling us that no more Mr. Nice Guy and we're going to have to travel to centers to independent testing and so on? It bruised a lot of people, and there's a fair number of us unvaccinated. We're going to head into another pandemic, and we want to know how you're going to handle it if we vote you in again.
Thank you very much.
I would, have I got my mic on here? I would say that we are going to, if we're faced with that again, and I hope that we never are, and I hope none of our descendants ever are. There was one in Saskatchewan, I believe in 1917, when we had the Spanish flu. There was a number of decisions that were made at that point in time that were equally as challenging and difficult as the decisions, I would say, that the people seated in front of you in our caucus were tasked with making as we found our way through the most recent pandemic. And we made every effort to find a balance. We were faced, just for context, what we were faced with at that point in time was about 79 ICU beds in the province and 135 people in them, just with COVID. Never mind those that may have had a heart attack or those other 50 or 60 people that absolutely needed an ICU bed as well. And that is really the precipitous of where some of the decisions came from the people you see in front of you, and the decisions ultimately that I communicated. And we made every effort when it came to having proof of test policies in place so that people would not lose their place of employment. We made every effort to accommodate all, but to ensure that we were providing the very environment for safe gatherings, safe communities in a time when I don't think anyone had a lot of answers. And so what I truly hope coming out of the last pandemic is that we don't have to face those types of questions and that type of a situation again. And that's why you're seeing decisions being made up here that involve an over 10% increase to our healthcare system, increasing the number of ICU beds that we have in our healthcare system, beyond what maybe we need on a daily basis, but so that they're available should we have a surge in capacity at some point in time. That's why you're seeing the over 1,000 nurses that have been hired into our healthcare system just this past year. Working in over 1,000 Canadian graduate nurses, over 250 international graduate nurses as well are working in our facilities to, manage and deliver healthcare services that you expect, that people in communities that I represent expect, and working alongside our partners in other provinces, because the challenges that we face through the pandemic were not exclusive to Saskatchewan. The challenges that we face in a post-pandemic world, in human resource challenges, are not exclusive to Saskatchewan. Other provinces, all other provinces and territories are faced with the same challenges across the nation. And I would say equally to the earlier question, when it comes to some of the discussions that are happening and some of the investment that is happening, over $500 million a year, around the mental health and addictions that we are seeing in our communities and in our families, is most certainly a sign that this government is investing heavily in the area of healthcare, in building capacity in that area, so that we can all receive the treatment and the pathways to a better life that we would expect of a province that is, has a growing economy, has a strong and growing economy, has a strong and growing population, and with that comes expectations, and we're making those investments in healthcare. So we made the decisions that we did with the information we had.
Thank you, Premier Moe. I'm taking that applause for myself. Thank you, Premier Moe.